Former Sun Prairie School Resource Officer faced charges in court today.
Yeah, and we are learning more about the investigation into the alleged sexual assault. Let's bring in NBC 15's Cameron Kelly. The charges are against 34-year-old Lamont Crockett.
According to the 12-page criminal complaint, the victim was 16 at the time of the alleged encounters. The victim recounts not having many friends at the time. One witness told investigators the victim believed there were no black people he could relate to and was looking for a black role model. This is the video from 2020. We did a story with Crockett, and it's completely different from this story. But in further details, the complaint says a student who reported the incident considered Crockett a mentor. It goes on to explain how Crockett started hanging out with the alleged victim after hours, with the alleged victim even staying at his residence. They alleged several encounters between 2018 and 2019. Crockett will be back in court on October 9th. Live in the newsroom, Cameron Kelly, NBC 15 News.